Okay, we are live. I really hope that the sound is okay because I've had trouble with the Wi-Fi. It is the Wi-Fi acting up. Let me know if the sound is okay. If it's not, I'll have to start over again. Um, so, yeah, not the best way to start a live stream. But I hope you can give me some feedback on the sound. I'm going to talk about something I find quite interesting. Sound is good. That's awesome. Wonderful. I'm going to talk about something I find very interesting. Very interesting. I'll have to give you some background information. It is an international phenomenon, but it's the it has to do something that is in the headlines in Norway, where I am from. So I'm just going to give it a few seconds until people join so that we can. I'm just taking my woolen socks on because autumn is here. We had 2 nights ago we had frost actually. So woolen socks and glasses. I'm uh, I'm an old man now. Okay, okay. Let's start. Let's start. So, um, have you heard about these, you know, places, cliniques? Is that what you call them in other places? Well, people, especially women, they go to these places to get, Botox, you know, so that you won't see any wrinkles, and then they go around with no expression in their face at all, and they make their lips larger and stuff, you know, uh, improving beauty or something. I don't agree with the. I don't like that look, but that's not for me to decide, I guess. Um, I guess it's an international phenomenon, at least in the Western world, that people, and especially women, they go and um, do cosmetic. They get cosmetic surgery, liposuction, and all these things. Um, and you know, lots of people have opinions about that. Let me just say hello to the wonderful um, audience here in the chat. Good to see you, Bob, as always. Colleen is here, Anthony, Joe, Elowen, and lots of people are joining as we speak. Wonderful. It's a better time of the day to do live streams. I usually do them in the mornings, Norwegian time. But yeah, so these places where people go to, to have Botox and liposuction and breast implants, and I honestly don't know what they do there, but I guess they can sort of, make things bigger or smaller on the human body. And it's very popular apparently, and it's an industry with there's a lot of money in that industry. So quite recently here in Norway, three, I guess you could call them celebrity women. They one of them is an actor, and well, they are celebrities. You could say that. Even I know who they are. Women in, I guess they're in their 40s or 50s, and I must admit, they look great. They look healthy, and some would say, well, they have done this and that to look better. I honestly don't know, and I don't care, to be honest with you. I don't know, but they started or tried to start one of these places where you can go and have liposuction and Botox and all that stuff, you know. And apparently, since they used the word women's health to market this place, a lot of people got upset and they got angry and they said, this is not about women's health, which I guess is correct. But what then happened was that a lot of people who like to hear their own voices in mainstream media, they said and they wrote that this is so awful, and what have we become as people when we can call this women, when these people they call it women's health and so on. I'm sorry if my explanation there is a bit off. It's been a long day. So I guess in some countries there is a higher tolerance for this. In Norway, we are quite conservative, you know, and a lot of people get these things done, I understand, but they don't say anything about it. So there's some, I guess, not shame, but there's a stigma actually still connected to it, at least here in Norway. It was bullying. They bullied these three women out of um, out of that place, or should I say, they bullied them so much in public that these three women decided that no, we are going to not start. We're not going to start this. I don't know their involvement. I think they had money invested in this place, like 50 million kroner. That would be 5 million pounds or euro, something like that. So a lot of money was involved. And I think what we witnessed was people. What's the word? What's the word? This is not my best live stream. I'm sorry. What's the word? Um, virtue signaling. Virtue signaling. Virtue signaling. Signaling. That's what happened, and in full display. Because it was easy, you know, to get these three women. It was, well, don't get me wrong there. It was easy to attack them. That's what I meant. So they, yeah, they were bullied out of that business. And the sin that they committed was that they called this women's health. And for committing such a hideous sin, they were bullied out of that business and probably lost a lot of money as well. So this is happening while we have, I guess, hundreds of thousands of similar places right now here in Norway and in other Western countries as well, of course. So the moralism here is what I'm going to talk about. The virtue signaling is what I'm going to talk about. And I'm sorry about the long introduction. I just wanted to kind of connect this to this. It's quite a big thing in the news in Norway right now. Let's say I wrote an article in mainstream media, you know, a newspaper, where I said that being overweight is beautiful. It's great. It's wonderful. It should actually, that's, everyone should actually be overweight. Everyone should actually be obese. And I have a clinic where you can go and get a diet so that you can become obese. Sounds ridiculous, right? And of course, that would be truly ridiculous. I'm just trying to switch this around because if you go out now in media and you say that, well, you can be just as healthy while being obese, you're not going to get you're not going to get bullied. You're going to get a lot of support, and I think that's wrong. I'm not trying to. I'm not saying anything negative about people being overweight here. That's not my intention. But we need to see the double standards being applied here. Because what these virtue signaling people are saying, they are saying that, well, they are promoting, these three celebrity women are promoting an image of the woman so far from the real, so far removed from how most people look these days. So that's why it's so bad, you know. That's why it's so bad. And I disagree with that because if you look at the health of adults in the Western world, Norway is not the worst country. I guess it's much worse in the USA and so on. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. And we must be allowed to say that, you know what? We can't point at how most women or men look these days and say that, well, because people look like that now, because people have that kind of health now, because people are overweight now, we can't have these images of women and men who are fit, athletic, and some would say beautiful. Um, I mean, I struggle to find the words here, as you can hear, but it's ridiculous because we have to get healthier, and we have to stop eating all that crap. Uh, we are facing an epidemic, or we have entered an epidemic of obesity, and it has gotten. I just read a report. It has gotten a lot worse during the last 10 years, and most of that, most of the weight gain actually that has happened in the population during the last 10 years has happened in a female population. I don't know why. I can speculate, but it's not good. It's not good at all because it's not healthy. And I'm not talking about beauty standards. I'm talking about health here. We know that people are eating far too much carbohydrates and probably not getting enough high quality protein. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to share some frustration here because, I'm I'm 50 now, and don't get me wrong here, but I think, yeah, I know I'll get a lot of troll comments because of this, but I actually think that I look a lot better than many of the 20-year-old men that I see because they are overweight, under muscled, and they seem unhealthy, if you ask me. And I'm a strong believer in lifting weights and walking, spending time out in nature, goes for both men and women. I think that we need to uh, have a good, healthy diet. And I don't care about, the wrinkles and stuff. I think it's silly, and I think it's women who believe that if they get rid of some wrinkles in their forehead, then they will be more beautiful. That's only in their head. It's not. I don't think men care about that. You know, if you if you're my age, you probably don't want to be with a woman who looks like she's 20. Um, well, yes, you will, and of course you can. Low knows no age, has no. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, you can. People find each other with, even though they have different age group. Uh, but most often, what I'm trying to say is that men usually don't care so much about these wrinkles and stuff that women think that they care about. But we do care about the physique. Do you have a healthy physique? Do you stand upright? Do you come across as someone who is healthy and positive? That's what matters. Um, and yeah, so this lowering of the standard, this lowering of the standard is not good. It's not good at all, and we need to, where are we heading? Are we heading? I mean, so okay, I've actually, I'm not very often in this, in the shopping malls, as you can imagine, but I was there the other day because I thought I would get an extra pair of glasses. And I went past a store where they sell clothes for women. And I noticed that a few of these mannequins were big, like fat mannequins. And okay, I think it's ridiculous how it used to be, like the mannequins that I'm talking about, these dolls that they put, human-sized dolls, they put clothes on them in the store windows. I think that's called mannequins. Um, they used to be like thin as skeletons. I can remember that, but this is just ridiculous. But it just mirrors the population, I guess. But where is this going to end? Are we going to, when we think about, as a man, I will then think about a woman, then am I expected to think about someone weighing like um, being very overweight? Is that where we are heading? I don't want that. So, um, so you know, that's what they say. That's my 5 cents. That's just my opinion. And I'm now going to stop talking gibberish here because I did struggle a little bit with the words. I don't know why. Um, but you know what? I'll just scroll up. I'll just scroll up and try to reply to your comments. Eleven from Texas. I've never been to Texas. I want to go. I really want to go to Texas. Um, and Bob is here, and it's always good to see you. Um, yeah, this Botox thing, you know, it's um, it's strange, isn't it? that you're supposed to have some wrinkles, you know. Okay, yes, Mighty Buffon says women near me all want to get a Brazilian butt lift. I don't understand why they want it so much. I'm going to tell a joke now. Is that like you hire someone from Brazil to lift up, lift it up? Sorry. Yeah, I actually know what it is now because I read about this case in Norway with these three celebrity women just before I started this live stream, and it was explained there what that is. And I think it's quite a big operation actually. So yeah, I to make the ass bigger. Yeah, that's quite ridiculous. Do some squats instead. That's what I say. You know. Um, Hi there. Hi, hi, Kjersti. Um, in Kronium says it's my first time seeing one of your streams. Well, welcome. Um, let's see here. Luke and Mom is here, and Mr. Sorepaws. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, you know what? I understand that in some cases, especially after childbirth and people can when they recover from diseases, and people can get injured in car accidents and stuff. I absolutely understand that plastic surgery has its place, absolutely. And you know what, if people want to have something done, it's not up to me to decide, and I'm not going to condemn anyone for doing that. It's that I'm not going to do that. So when I say I think it's a bit ridiculous, it's just my opinion. But uh, that's all, except the Brazilian butt lift, because I hear it's risky. Let's see here. Um, Thank you. Yes, your series of novels should be made into movies or TV series. Yeah, that's I just translated there. I agree. I agree. That would be awesome. Um, okay, this is quite extreme. They have a place where they increase the height of people, chopping off the legs and installing titanium bolts to stretch everything. You know what? I was actually considering doing that with one of my legs because one of my legs is quite a bit shorter than the other one. So to even it out, but and I have to walk around with a lift, quite a high lift in one of my shoes. But I never did, I never did, um, because it's very painful and it takes quite a long time, months. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, Eliza says you messed up your foot and then ate the same. There's a huge double standard about weight. Yes, I I think that overweight becomes a problem. Being overweight becomes a problem when someone refuses to admit that he or she is overweight. If you know what I mean. it's like everyone can get some injury, and maybe you break a leg and you have to sit there. You can't move like for a long time, and especially if you're a little bit older, like myself, it's very easy to put on weight. So um, the key here is that you must be able to recognize that, well, I need to take care of my health. Eliza, that sounds like that's exactly what you're doing. And eat less, move more, you know. I'll scroll down here. Um, Gunslinger, thanks a lot for that. Gerard, thanks a lot for the donation. Mr. Sorpos, no, well, thank you. You didn't see it, no? You haven't seen it? Okay, I'll scroll down. Let's see here. So, these three celebrity women, their mistake was, of course, that they tried to sell their beauty clinic there with the liposuction and the Botox as health. It's not health, obviously. It's altering people's looks so that they will look more like the fake images in magazines, right? The photoshopped images in magazines. Well, some people are beautiful. You know, some people just are very pretty. Um, and it's all natural. I think we all know someone like that, and you know, good for them, good for them. Uh, but the problem here is also, I think, envy. I think that no one can be as envious as women. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but the I've seen, you know, women who envy other women. It can get really nasty. Uh, Men are envious at other men as well, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Um, and I think in a case like this, where you have three, like this case in Norway, you have three, you know, they are pretty, you know, pretty women who are fronting this beauty clinic. Um, there's a lot of envy there. Um, and I think that needs to be called out, you know, because envy is not good. Envy is not good. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Steve Borg Resistance says, "Hail, fellow heathens." That's wonderful. Well, there are certainly some heathens and pagans here, but you know, it's a good mix of people as usual. We have some, I'm sure, some Christians here and some atheists here, and yeah, um, yeah. Mary apparently is a Christian. Says, "I like how God made me. Beauty is not who you are on the inside. It is the wisdom and time you give away to save another struggling soul like you." That's very well said. I absolutely agree. Um, yeah, because what is beauty? You know, what is beauty? When you get to know someone, your perception of that I mean, the first, how should I put this? Well, looks is not everything, obviously, but when you get to know someone, it is the personality. The personality matters much more than the looks, and the physical attraction. Um, we all know this, and I guess it doesn't really have a lot to do with the physical appearance. Um, so that's absolutely important to keep in mind. Um, envy, again, is comes into play here, and it's on full display. It's on full display. Another thing that I've seen is that a lot of the people, a lot of the women who criticize other women for, doing these, having Botox and these liposuction and all that, they themselves are quite pretty. So, I mean, isn't it obvious, right? If you are slim and athletic and good looking, well, then I guess you could say, well, it's easy for you to say that people shouldn't go and have things done in these beauty clinics. Um, if you get my point there. um, so let's see here. Um, let's see. Yeah. So here, Mary again says physical attraction is definitely a part of the equation in romantic relationship, but beauty is so much deeper than that. Yes, of course, and that I just said that we need to be. Did I say it? Well, I'm saying it now in a way that we need to be responsible as adults. We need to be act responsibly when it comes to our own health. We can't all be, we can't all be equally beautiful on the outside, if you will. You know what I mean. But we can all eat healthy, be active, physically active, and stay away from unhealthy habits. And if you do that, you are going to come across as someone attractive to other people, because we are attracted to health. No, we are naturally attracted to other human beings who seem to be healthy. Um, and if you think about it, it's not so strange, because when we lived in caves, we needed to be able to know who to connect with, in a in a in the group, and which not spouses, but I guess mates. The women, and they would come together with genetically strong individuals, and because they had to. So, um, um, okay. There is a lot of things here that I can't really respond to it, because it has nothing to do with the topic of this live stream, and I can't. Well, okay, I'll just leave that in the chat there. Um, and also, yes, Andrea says vanity is never attractive. I absolutely agree. Now, there is a big difference between taking care of your health And also taking care of your appearance. Some would say I'm not taking care of my appearance actually because of my beard on my hair and such, but I think I am. I think I'm taking care of my appearance, and um, yeah, I don't think it's a vanity to take care of your health and your appearance. But at some point, I guess if it becomes an obsession, you know, that's vanity, and that's not good. Um, I once knew a man. He was in his 40s. He, yeah, you know, it's what happened to him was very stupid and tragic. He took his own life. But before he did that, he got obsessed with his looks, and he would spend a lot of time in the gym, looking at the mirror, his own image. He was a man in his 40s. When you're a man in your 40s, you shouldn't be obsessed with your own image. uh, and yeah, I it's um, let's see here. Uh, yeah, and here's I'm going to end this live stream soon, but I Adrian says if you're comfortable in how you were born, then you have the world at your feet. One creates one's own reality, says Adrian. Um, yeah, now I forgot what I was going to say, but I think you said it there. Yes, now I remember. So okay, I'm a power lifter, um, and I need to specify because we have an international audience here that I've always been and lifetime drug-free athlete. That's what it's called when you've never been taking any of these drugs that they take in the gyms, steroids and such. So I'm a lifetime drug-free athlete, and I'm a powerlifter. Most of my training career, I've been in a gym with other people. Now I have a home gym, and I've had a home gym for a few years now, which is much better, by the way. But I've trained alongside bodybuilders and people they call it fitness now, and they are a very different kind of people, I would say, because they are obsessed with their looks. Um, Powerlifters are not. We are obsessed with how much we lift in competition, you know. So we might both be picking up heavy stuff. Well, powerlifters are picking up much heavier stuff than the bodybuilders, by the way. But the difference in attitude and mental health is huge. So, I would say bodybuilders are generally not very healthy, not physically and not mentally. Um, while weightlifters and powerlifters are much more comfortable in their own skin, if you know what I mean. Um, if you need to gain weight I was, you just eat a lot, and you don't care about the belly, because you know that, well, next time you might have to be in a different and lower weight class and then you drop weight. So I did that. I weighed in at 112 kilos in the worlds in 2012. I think it was horrible to have that weight. For me, some people that's just a natural weight, but for me, that was too much. So I dropped weight quickly after the meet and felt much better. So um, Yeah. Let's see here. um, um, yeah, this is interesting for more heathen 410. I feel as though being a heathen male. Do you mean is that your the auto correct maybe? Do you mean man, heathen man? Should include keeping yourself in good shape, not even for looks, but to be strong enough to deal with everything that comes along with life. Yes, certainly, because for those who are interested, for those who didn't know, typically in well, especially in Norse heathens or Norse pagans have the attitude that you don't. This is not one of my heathen hangouts, but you don't pray, but you rather you want the strength to get through the obstacles, and being strong is part of that. Being strong is part of that. So good health is important, and when we get sick, because we do from time to time, it's important to remember that it's all in our hands. You know, we can get healthy again, um, and it's possible for everyone. Um, so um, yeah, we also have to talk about femininity. This is going to be, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm going to say a few words about that now. So, Paul says real femininity, exact opposite of feminism. Says Paul, is so rare now that any woman who is all feminine will attract more men than she knows what to do with. But warning, feminism does permanent damage. Well, I would say, there was a time when I would say I absolutely support feminism, for obvious reasons. Women they didn't have the right to vote, and uh, if we look back at history, I think the word feminism has been used in the wrong context so many times now that it has lost its meaning and it has become something it is not actually. But that's a different discussion. I hope everyone here agrees that women should have right to vote, that we should all have equal opportunities, and so on, and that it should go without saying. Um, but if I say, a feminine look, um, a feminine look, I think we all know what I mean by that, and men are attracted to that. And we are. It's just how we are wired. It's in our DNA. A classic feminine look. I mean, men are attracted to that, and I hate to see, when especially young women they see these pop singers and um, you know being all. I mean, they look like they are selling something. If you know what I mean. Um, it's very, yeah, okay, let's not go there. Men are attracted to classic, the classic feminine look. Okay, um, it's just how it is, and I hope you all agree on that. But yeah, I I can see clearly that women who are very feminine, women who have that classic feminine aura, if you know what I mean, they get a lot of hate from other women. Um, is it? envy? Is it that envy again? I think so, and I think it's a shame. It's a shame, and women can be so cruel. I mean, just to give you an example of how bad it can be, I know women who are saying that they would much rather have a male boss than a female boss because of the envy. So, but I have no experience from work life. Is that what you say? Because I'm self-employed. I've been self-employed since forever. So that's what I've been told. Um, let's see here. Yeah. Herman's Hero says, I am a woman and I'm totally disgusted with the way these woke people are making a mockery of femininity. Femininity, what I call classic femininity. Some people say, well, it's this Christian conservative thing. That's wrong, because you will see many of the same traits and features across cultures, religions, and up through history. Yes, it is true that you would have differences, but let's just say that, well, if we compare, heathen Norse time, which is kind of my area, with the classic Christian conservative femininity, if you will, um, there are actually quite a few similarities there, more than you would expect, actually. I know that Hollywood likes to picture the Viking woman as a strong woman with a shield and a sword. That's Hollywood. That's just ridiculous. It is true that women were, the Norse woman, that it was a strong woman, and they had a lot more to say for themselves than in later times after Christianity. That's actually something that we know, um, but still, the femininity is not a cultural thing. It's something in our DNA. So, um, again, I think it has to do with envy, much like the tax system, by the way. um, Germanic Pagan Pulse is here. Good to see you, my friend. Um, so, yeah, I just touched upon the thing with femininity in pagan times, if you will. I hate that word, by the way, but um, yeah. So I don't have time to delve further into that. But my point was that femininity is not a cultural construct. It is something in us. Well, in women, it's it's in our DNA. It's in our. It's something we need as a species, and to see that timeless features of femininity are being mocked and ridiculed by people who are envy, motivated by envy, people who are envious. I mean, sorry about my grammar. Motivated by envy. That's very sad, and it makes me sort of, it annoys me to see that. So, um, Yeah, yeah, Eliza, exactly. Femininity is not a weakness like certain people like to say it is. Absolutely, femininity is a strength. It's women are very strong. Um, Backcountry preps. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. That's very kind of you. Um, yeah, this is interesting, Mr. Sorpos. Mr. Sorpo says, I know a woman who calls herself a bit of a feminist. She also says today's woke feminists are the worst enemies of feminism. Yeah, this is, I agree, being, well, how should I put this? Well, if you fight for women, femininity, being a woman, women's rights, um, and that's a women's rights. What is women's rights? It's I'm stepping in a I find myself in a minefield here, and it's difficult to when I say women's rights, then I will have comments where people will say, oh, you've gone woke now, oh you can't, you're I unsubscribe and all that, you know. Um, uh, but yeah, you know, I have also heard about that, where women who call themselves feminists, they are seeing this new wave of feminism that is very far removed from feminism, if you know what I mean. Uh, and I will, this is such a minefield, The best example, but I have to say it, the best example is the author of the Harry Potter books. Her conflict with that new wave of feminists and her saying that what she's saying about biological women. And it's so censored, it's so crazy now. I can't even finish that sentence. It's crazy, but you know what I'm talking about. And it's insane. It is truly insane. And even people who will who are living their lives as women, you'll have to excuse me because this is so difficult to talk about here on this platform. But even people who live their lives appearing as women are saying, some of them, because I've read about this, they are saying that this is crazy. We just want to be uh, recognized as, well, we just don't make a big fuss of everything, because even they are saying that this is crazy. Okay, I'll just stop right there. I'll just stop right there. uh, I can't talk about it. It's too. It's if anything, it's too difficult for me actually. It's difficult because I can't. I'm Norwegian. I'm tired. I struggle with the words, and also I can't use, like, there's a million words there concerning that I can't use. It's too difficult. Sorry. Um, yeah, my friend. Women do something truly amazing that a man can't do. Carry a child. It's okay that men and women are different. It's the beauty of nature. Exactly. Women are magicians. they they carry another person inside of them. like for months. It is when you think about it. Now I've I have two kids, so but I have a good idea what's going on there, but it's still like magic. It's you know, yeah, it's a uh, miracle. It's magic, you know. Um, Eliza, um, fifth house soul. Well, hello to you as well. And Sarah Gingrich, absolutely, and blessings to you. That's kind of you to say. It's wonderful when uh, you're being so kind to each other here in the chat. But I was actually going to highlight Eliza's comment here. Avoiding landmines while getting the point across. um, let's see here. Now, I just want to. I am getting tired now, so I need to end this live stream. And I am going to watch a debate on TV um, about this now in an hour or two, if I don't fall asleep before that, where they are going to say that, well, it's so horrible. It's so horrible to promote, uh, yeah, it's so horrible to, I don't know, to not, how should I say this, Uh, what I really want to say, I'm just going to say it. It's not natural that everyone is so fat. It's not natural. It's not good. People need to stop saying that that's natural because it's not, you know. So I should have started by saying this actually. And if YouTube wants to demonetize, I don't care. So okay, they criticize people for going and having Botox and liposuction and stuff. And yeah, I sort of agree, because I think it's silly, but it's not up to me to decide. But isn't it quite unnatural to sit there shoving food into that hole in your face every night until you look like a whale? And that goes for both men and women. Is that natural? I don't think that's natural. It's actually very unnatural to do that. We're not meant to do that. I'll tell you what we were meant to do. We were meant to eat a lot of meat and then not eat for a long time. And then we would eat a lot of meat again. And then we would not eat for a long time. That's the natural state of our um, of being a human being. That would be, if we wanted to, if we're going to talk about what's natural, that's natural. It's natural to work gathering food. The hunter-gatherer thing is sort of a myth because of it's not a myth, but you get the impression that people were feeding themselves from nuts and roots mostly. No, we know that they got the largest part of their calories animal from animals, and they would eat whatever they could in addition to that. But it's very difficult. And if there are anyone here who have tried foraging for wild edibles, it is very difficult to find to get enough calories from plants. It's just very difficult. So, okay, we know that people would typically search for food 4 to 5 hours per day, and they would sleep, they would rest, they would lie down, save calories. And when they managed to kill a large animal, they would feast, they would eat, and they would eat, and they would eat. Then it might go another day or two or a week, before next time they manage to kill a large animal. So, but anyway, um, that's natural. That would be natural. Sitting there, eating every night and during the day, it's not natural and it's not healthy. Um, so, and I'm not trying to criticize people who eat too much. I eat too much myself sometimes, and I had a habit of, at some point, because I was lazy, I had a habit of, instead of eating proper food, I would make myself just a sandwich with some jam, something like that when I was hungry. Um, and you just need to stop doing that. And I stopped. Well, I still eat a piece of bread with some jam on it sometimes. It's not like I can't eat it, but I needed to recognize that, okay, if I continue doing this, I'll probably get a little bit fat. It's not a good habit. So, um, Germanic Pagan Paths is a good channel, very good channel. So go and subscribe to Germanic Pagan Paths, and I'll read the comment here. I have something to say about hunting and gardening. I will mention it in my next video as it takes too long to type. Yes. It would be interesting to talk about when I say 4 to 5 hours per day, we don't really know, but um, that's the estimate that I'm sticking to until I have evidence for that might be wrong. Um, so wonderful. Go and check out Germanic Pagan Paths, everyone. So that's all. I am a little bit tired, and I hope you enjoyed my mumbling and stumbling through this 1 hour of live streaming. Wonderful. Um, we'll talk again in a few days. Have a wonderful night. Bye.